So, welcome back to Erica's Little Welsh Garden. Today is Monday the 15th of July and halfway through the month now. I thought it was no better time to do a July tour on my first allotment. Now, I did film this last week, but I was using a different camera and haven't been getting on too well with it, so I couldn't use that footage. But I thought I've got about half an hour spare this morning and I can take you round my first plot. Now, since I got back from Glastonbury, I've been working pretty solid on this plot. My onions are still in though, so I thought I'd show you around today and then I can hopefully get those onions out tomorrow. The reason I didn't harvest them last week was because actually only a couple had bolted and they weren't really looking that floppy, so I thought give them an extra week in the ground. Some of them looked like they could grow a little bit more and I've just been watering them loads, so hopefully they've been able to put a little bit of weight on so that when I hopefully harvest them tomorrow they'll be looking pretty good. Also, I've had onions in the house, so I've not really kind of wanted to harvest them and get them out of the ground when I already had some of that in the house. So yeah, I'll take you on a tour of my allotment now. I have actually broken apart on my tripod, so you're propped up here and I'm going to have to hold the camera as I walk you around, so I'm really hoping that it's not going to be too shaky for you. Anyway though, let's get looking at the plot. So here is plot number one, starting on a different corner to I usually start when I do my plot tours. So let's have a look. Also, my shadow is going to be in this because it's really sunny, so I do apologise about that. Here, just down here is a new rhubarb plant that I bought earlier in the year. Now, I bought two of them. One is here and one is here. Now, I did actually label both of them, but because I wrote with biro on the wooden kind of wooden label, it's actually worn off. So there are two varieties I've got. I can't actually remember now which ones they are, but that is one doing pretty well and the other one hopefully is going to survive, but I'd let them get pretty dry in the pot. But I've just put those in there for now. Not sure if they're going to live there forever, but they're in the ground and they're not going to dry out anymore. I have a squash plant here. Not sure the variety of this one, but it is probably going to start trailing off into the path, so I actually planted that the wrong way round, but it's looking pretty healthy, and yeah, I can't remember what it is, but I did make a note of them when I planted them. Over here we have a really lovely looking courgette plant, but I've just noticed that one of the courgettes is looking a bit yucky, so I'm just going to take that off now. But I actually picked this one up from a local nursery. All of my courgettes, I had about 12 and ended up only having 4 to go in the ground. A couple of them got eaten by slugs and stuff, so actually I bought these ones in from a local nursery, but they were an independent and they were £3 each, so I think that was pretty worth it. But I did also pick up another 2 from there, which are these 2 here, but then I've got some other squash just in the ground there, and just behind this courgette here is another squash. Now, I can't actually remember what these squashes are, but I have a note of them written down, like I said. I have a really pretty tall Russell lupin here. Now, every single lupin that I've had this year has been grown from seed, and it's a different colour, so that one is pretty much just going to seed now, but I think there is one more flower about to come, so pretty lucky with this one. Now, I planted this last year, so it's flowered in its second year. Behind it we have the potatoes. Potatoes are looking pretty yellow, to be honest. What I have done is I did put some I've got some chicken pellet fertiliser that I've put over the top of those, and I've put those all around my squashes. I found a really good price. I bought 20 kilograms of organic chicken manure pellets, but it worked out much cheaper than buying just the standard one, so I'm really happy with that. I'll put a link to that actually below if you're interested, because I got that from Amazon. Behind I've got my Charlotte potatoes in this row, but as you can see, I've got one here and one here. So with these potatoes, these were rocket. I have actually harvested one set of rocket now. One was from the pot that was just here. They were really good size, and pretty much the whole pot of that was filled up. And then I harvested some from here. Now I found that when I've never really grown potatoes in the ground, but I found it really hard to know how far to dig down. I stabbed two of them, and I'm pretty sure there must be more potatoes left in there, but I'm not really sure how far I need to dig down. So I did definitely find, though, with this pot, you just lift the pot up and it's completely full of potatoes, and because there's no bottom on that pot, it has all of the, you know, nutrients and water from the ground as well, which is really good. Now, if you're wondering why there's a bit of wood on top of that, and there is a bit of wood here, it's because this is really good soil and it really fine and stuff. So I've just put carrots straight in there, but because it's so hot, I thought I would kind of water the ground, put the carrots down, carrot seeds down, cover it, and then put that over the top, so that it could help with, you know, the ground. It's not going to, all the water's not going to evaporate straight away and dry those seeds out. I know Liz does this. I know Hugh also did a video about it. So I think there was some kind of famous gardener that always sweared by it, but what I've done here is just on this side I've put some carrots there, I've got some carrots there, and I've also got 2 rows of carrots just where that wood is as well. So I'm really hoping that some of those germinate, because we still got a couple of months where we can put carrots in the ground. So if I can fill this up with carrots, that would be amazing, because that's something that we do eat a lot of. These are my onions. They're looking pretty good. Some of them are a little bit small, some are really big, but yeah, pretty happy considering I paid £2 for this entire row, because these were my budget onions from Pound Stretcher. So very happy with those. I've got my flowers behind, looking pretty good. I think these 2 big ones, I can't remember what they're called. Everyone knows though what they're called. I think they're going to come home with me at some stage, but the pollinators here really love it, so I feel kind of mean taking it away, but they look really good in my front garden. I've got another loop in here, which is the white one, and then if we just come over here, I've got my Timpani Rhubarb, which I'm actually trying to make sure I do give lots of water to, and I've got my other Timpani Rhubarb there. That's pretty much all that's going on the plot at the moment. You can see here I've got the potatoes in the bags, which are probably nearly dead because I haven't really been watering them. I've got a wigwam here with no beans on, but somebody did give me some beans, so I'm going to put those in tomorrow. But yeah, it was really weedy. You're probably still thinking it is quite weedy, but it's much better than it was. So yeah, I'm really happy with this plot. And I just kind of really need to crack now, after your potatoes come out and your onions come out, what to put in. This is a really lovely row where the onions are, so I can put one of my little nets up there really easily. But yeah, I don't seem to be doing brassicas very well this year, because they are just completely they're just completely eaten, even though I had netting over them. So yeah, not great. But yeah, there you go. That is my plot this month. Pretty happy with it, but obviously there's still lots that I can do with it. But yeah, there you go. So I really hope you enjoyed watching my July tour of my first allotment today. I've not done much on my second allotment recently in terms of videos and stuff, just because I've been really busy, but also everything's really overgrown. So if you want to watch a video on kind of how not to look after allotment, then that would certainly be one I could do on that plot. But I spent a lot of time working on my newest one recently, so my new plot is going to be the next one. I've planted an apple tree on there, and I have decided that because there's already a couple of black currants on there, a couple of raspberries, it'd be a really good idea to kind of make it a little bit more of a low maintenance allotment with, you know, lots of fruit bushes and some perennial plants on there, and then I can kind of have a couple of flower beds or a couple of beds on there that I can kind of crop rotate each year, like onions or carrots and stuff like that really. But anyway, I need to get on with lots of gardening today, so I'm going to leave it here. But thanks very much for watching. Bear with me while I'm being absolutely rubbish at uploading. It's kind of crazy though. Everything is just really busy. Everything's growing like crazy. Everything needs harvesting. I want to do some videos at home as well, which I just haven't got around to. So I'm really sorry. But thanks very much for watching and supporting my channel. Yeah, see you later. Bye.